Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Offsiders podcast. I'm Luca Mocan, joined again by Massimo DeFranco
What's up, guys?
and Brendan Lang.
Hello, everyone.
So, what team do we have today, gentlemen?
All right, let's go to the random number generator. 1 second, I gotta
You
just
should have made it like a wheel.
Spin the wheel.
spin 31. Okay, and the number is number 12. I believe that's the Edmonton Oilers. All right,
Let's do it.
a lot of history there.
That's gonna be a good one.
Yup.
Should be a lengthy episode.
Okay, so
Stick with us.
Oilers joined the league in 1979, but I believe you boys have something else to add before that.
They joined the NHL in 1979, but
Mhm.
they've been a professional hockey team since 1972, playing in the WHA, World Hockey Association, for those of you who are unfamiliar with this league. And the two leagues, I'm pretty sure they merged in 79. That's why the Oilers became a
Yeah,
NHL team.
they did.
Mhm.
Because they were the Alberta Oilers in the WHA,
Mhm.
but then they became Edmonton when they joined in 1970.
Okay. Cool.
Fun fact, not really, it's just a fact. After joining the league, they won the cup 5 times in 10 years. They won 83, 84, 84, 85, 86, 87, 87, 88, and 89, 90.
Oh, that's what happens when you have Wayne Gretzky and Yari Curry on your team.
And Mark Messier.
Yeah, so they haven't had any success since 1990, but they have been in the playoffs for 21 out of the 40 seasons. So they're
Around
they haven't had
50%.
much success since then. Almost 50% though.
Yeah.
So their
That's
top
not
players
bad.
were Wayne Gretzky, Yari Curry, Mark Messier, Glenn Anderson, and Paul Coffey.
Who's Paul Coffey?
There you go.
Totally good.
Absolutely stacked roster there.
Yeah, that is actually crazy. Think about the
Yeah.
history in Edmonton. I mean, they've had a lot of really great players, and now in today's game, now you have a guy like Connor McDavid who knows, could break some records.
We'll get into him.
I have a picture of Connor McDavid shaking Wayne Gretzky's hand in my room.
That's iconic.
Is Connor McDavid like younger? Or?
Is he like 18?
Well, like I think it was like his first year on the Oilers or something.
Okay.
So like, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, so basically the reason the Oilers went from such a dynasty in the 80s and 90s to like sheer mediocrity in 2000 up until they drafted McDavid was trading. And their GM, Peter Chiarelli, was iconic for awful trades
Yeah.
and just not a good GM in general. So basically every time one of the Oilers asked to be paid, like Gretzky, Curry, Messier, Anderson, Coffey, he basically just wouldn't pay them and he would just trade them away. And it's not like he ever made a good trade with them either way. So like he would trade one of the players like Glenn Anderson and wouldn't even get back half of the value worth the player giving up.
Well, I mean, he traded Wayne Gretzky, so like
And back
Well,
then
I
it was
mean,
just cash.
Surprisingly, a lot of teams traded Wayne Gretzky.
Well, yeah, because it was so hard to pay him because he was.
Yeah. And they didn't really have like a salary cap back then.
And obviously, when you trade away Wayne Gretzky, you're not going to be getting even half the value back. So
Yeah, but they did it with Glenn Anderson, Grant Fuhr, Yari Curry, Messier, and like literally every star who played for that team.
yeah.
Well, like another thing too is like people always say like, oh, they went into such a slump after they like went on that run. Like, yeah, but it's kind of hard to not go on a slump after winning 5 cups in 10 or 11 years.
Yeah,
Definitely.
you can't be good forever.
You see that in all pro sports where like the teams who are at the top inevitably will be at the bottom at some point because it's impossible to keep winning that much and to be getting top players coming through your system. So because you're not getting high draft picks, that's where player development needs to come into play.
Exactly.
But when you're winning like cups, like you said, they won all those years. They're going to be getting like the 30th pick in the first round. Like they're not going to be getting high draft pick guys. So that's why it's tough to maintain being good for a long time.
You have to rely on trades and free agent signings, and like I guess players will want to come to your team if you're
For
winning
sure.
as much as you are, but obviously, like you guys are saying, I didn't know about this, but like their manager was
Yeah.
so crap.
Yeah,
That's the thing is that you can get all you want through trades and all you want through free agency, but the only way to really build a great team is to build from within. So it's
exactly.
tough to just build a team that's going to be great and win Stanley Cups from just making trades and free agencies. Free agent
So
signing, sorry.
So to show you guys how bad he really was at trading, I have like some trade sprees, some of the worst trades he's ever done. So he acquired Griffin Reinhart for a 2015 first round pick that became Matthew Barzell and a second in
Nice.
2015. And then he trades Jordan Eberle for Ryan Strome. Okay.
Good one.
Ryan Strome gets traded for Ryan Spooner.
Mhm.
Okay. Then he trades Ryan Spooner for Sam Gagner.
Okay,
And
well, Sam Gagner.
Sam Gagner had like a better return than Spooner, but he didn't last long in Edmonton.
Yeah, he was near the end of his career, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, of course, who could forget the most legendary trade of all time, Adam Larson for Taylor Hall?
I don't know, man. I think we got to watch Adam Larson pan out in this league, guys.
Is he
You got to give
still
him
on
more
Edmonton?
chance. I have no clue.
He's on Edmonton. No, actually, no, he's not. He's on New Jersey,
The
probably.
last guy in
Adam
my mind
Larson.
in this league is Adam Larson.
Adam Larson. Where is he now?
Let's see. Adam Larson plays in Edmonton still.
Oh, yeah, okay, so he's in Edmonton. He's like one of their top defensemen then.
Yeah, really good return.
One of the best moves the Edmonton Oilers ever made was firing Peter Chiarelli because that's kind of like when everything turned around.
Yeah, and when they got
correct
Connor
me.
McDavid.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Wayne Gretzky coached, but he didn't coach the Oilers, right?
No,
he coached another team.
He coached the Phoenix Coyotes.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't think he was.
But he wasn't a very good.
Well, yeah.
coach.
He's like, people thought he was going to be an amazing coach just because, well, he's who he is. But
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I think. Well, that's the thing with guys like Wayne Gretzky. They're so good that you can't even teach the game to other people because
Exactly.
you're just like, just do it. Like I don't understand why you can't do
Yeah,
it.
like go to Colton Orr and be like, "What are you doing fighting? Just go put up 70 goals. Like, what are you doing?"
Well, I mean, I don't think
Not
Gretzky
like
will ever
that.
knock some people for fighting, especially because he had his buddy Marty McSorley basically
Yeah.
be his bodyguard throughout the league. Fun fact: we all know his nephew.
Yeah.
But
Are they
yeah, like,
related?
yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that.
But yeah, like I think when you talk about this team, you kind of have to talk about Wayne Gretzky. But like,
Oh, for sure.
like people thought he was going to be an amazing coach, but like teaching the kind of hockey mind that him and obviously not on the same level, but like Marner and I guess we're kind of starting to see McDavid have, like, you just can't teach that.
It's very, very difficult. And I think that's why you see a lot of the times really good coaches weren't players that were really well known or really good in the NHL or in any professional sport. I don't just mean the NHL. But yeah.
Because like Patrick Roy.
Yeah, I was just about to say Massimo. Sorry, go ahead.
He wasn't the best. He wasn't the best coach.
Yeah, exactly.
He wasn't, but he's the most notable that I can say had a like somewhat of a career in coaching. Like he didn't go on for too long, but he had something when he coached.
Like if you're thinking of like the greatest coaches ever, like think of someone like Al Arbor. I mean, you wouldn't know him from playing in the NHL, or even someone like Joel Quenneville.
Yeah, he's a great coach.
Yeah, exactly.
Pat Quinn.
Pat Quinn. There you go.
Yeah. Moving off of coaches, I just think it's funny how back then their like top duo was like Wayne Gretzky and Jari Kurri, and then you go forward and in the future, and right now it's McDavid and Draisaitl. Still a duo.
Yeah, true.
Jari Kurri was an outstanding player for the Edmonton Oilers.
One thing
they had a lot of outstanding players.
One thing I wanted to say, we were talking about Marty McSorley being being Wayne Gretzky's bodyguard. Marty McSorley, actually, a lot of people don't know he had a brother that played professional hockey. He never made the NHL. His name is Chris McSorley. Think if you think Marty McSorley was a fighter, this guy in 85, 86, and 75 games put up 545 penalty minutes. So that's a tough guy.
Oh my god, man.
Oh, Marty McSorley won the NHL Plus Minus Award in 1990-1991.
Because he was on the ice with Gretzky all the time.
He finished his career with 359 points, 3,381 penalty minutes.
Nice.
Oh my god.
That's more than Gretzky had points, I think.
It's a little easier to get penalties.
Not for Wayne Gretzky.
Yeah, definitely not for Wayne Gretzky.
Other people got penalties for him. He didn't have to do anything.
Yeah,
that's true.
I was honestly thinking So to me, I don't know why, but when I thought of Mark Messier, I always thought of the New York Rangers.
Yeah, I think Rangers first.
But when I looked at it, he really played for Edmonton for I think it was over 10 years.
I think you think Rangers first because he was probably bigger there.
It might have been where he did the most.
I mean, he won a ton of cups.
Yeah.
Doesn't he have the most Stanley Cups?
Mark Messier?
I honestly don't know.
Yeah.
I actually never looked into which player has the most Stanley Cups.
Which NHL players?
He's a 6-time Stanley Cup champion.
Most cups. So the most is 11. Henri Richard.
What team?
Rocket Richard won with Montreal. So he played 20 years with Montreal. He never played more than 4 consecutive seasons without earning a new ring.
Oh my god!
He was pretty good.
Imagine how happy you must be playing for Montreal back then.
Oh, would have been amazing.
Oh yeah, so the 4 highest. Oh, sorry. Yeah, the 4 highest. 3 guys are tied for 4th. Guys with cups all played on Montreal.
Yeah, wow. Makes sense. They do have the most in the league.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Turk Broda's 25.
Turk Broda. He was in one of our trivia.
Yeah, you guys didn't remember him from the Leafs goalie.
Remember Turk Broda?
I did not.
Luka did.
I absolutely did not.
Leafs goalies trivia, iconic episode.
that was a good one. Okay.
All right, so jumping back into the Oilers, I think we're pretty much past their past now. Jumping into their present, they had 4 first overall draft picks in 2010, Taylor Hall, 2011, Nugent Hopkins, 2012, Nail Yakupov, and 2015, Connor McDavid.
They had Danny Heatley?
Edmonton?
Did they really draft Danny Heatley?
No, they worked out a trade with Ottawa for Danny Heatley.
Oh, okay.
Really?
Oh, but Heatley refused to trade.
No.
Ha! Smart man.
That's crazy. Yeah, I was about to say, I don't remember him going to Edmonton.
I don't remember Danny Heatley there either. So when you really look at those first overall picks, I'd say they were all pretty solid, other than the Nail Yakupov, of course, but he's kind of like an outlier. I mean, we knew he wasn't going to be, or I mean, we didn't know, I guess, at the time, but he's kind of out of the question. We know that he's not.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't good, but
watch him come back and just dominate.
Yeah. Other than that, though, they've done a pretty good job of drafting. But they've traded away so many other guys. Like, really, the only one that stands is Nugent Hopkins. I mean, obviously McDavid too, but
yeah. Taylor Hall was like a good player for them, but he didn't last long here.
Jordan Eberle was a good player for them. He didn't last long.
When all of these guys were drafted, I think every other team would have taken them. Like, all these guys were pretty much no-brainers at the time. It's like you had to take all of these people. So like, you can put it on the management or the development teams. Maybe they couldn't develop these players well enough. But like at the end of the day, like all these players were hyped up to be like a lot of them were said to be the next Gretzky, the next Crosby, blah blah blah, and only one of them actually can still have that.
But like I'm saying, I don't think they actually did a bad job with those draft picks. Like I mean, Taylor Hall is a solid NHL player. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins is a solid NHL player.
Yeah, see, they got good players out of those picks. I just think those players were hyped to be more than what they are currently.
Yeah, and I don't think that's necessarily a fault on the Edmonton Oilers. That could just be a fault on
judgment. Yeah, for sure.
Who say that this guy is supposed to be this next great player. I mean, it doesn't come around often where a guy is that next Crosby or next Gretzky.
Yeah.
So I think people pin that on prospects a little too often.
Yeah, they look at prospects and they expect greatness right away. And I think that's what happened this year with Jack Hughes and Capo Caco.
True. Yeah, they both had tough years.
Yeah.
I remember I drafted Capo Caco in my fantasy league, and I was like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna be the genius who drafted the rookie."
Yeah, I took Jack Hughes.
You know,
I feel like I had Jack Hughes too.
My other league, I had Jack Hughes. Yeah,
but not even just their number one picks. Like Darnell Nurse, I think he was 7th overall. That's a good pick right there.
Yeah,
Leon Draisaitl's 3rd overall. I mean, he's probably their second best player now.
For sure.
I'd say undoubtedly.
Yeah, so I mean, drafting, I really don't have any problem with the Edmonton Oilers. I think they've done a fine job drafting. They've just kind of messed things up in a way with trading away guys like Eberle and Hall.
Yeah, trading.
But like, also it's like not every first overall guy is gonna pan out to be exactly what you think. It's like I think across every sport we see these amazingly hyped up guys who are thought to be the next big thing, and then they don't pan out.
Of course.
I agree. All these guys, like, they're okay players now, but like some of them, I mean, I don't know the exact moves, but I'd like to think that trading these guys away was kind of in the plan to get the team they have today, which I think could really make a run in the next couple of years.
Yeah, so they have a solid team right now. They're always like a few players away from being a cup contender.
Yeah, it seems like it's been that way for a long time.
Yeah, and
I can remember. Yeah,
I really like the recent additions of Tyler Ennis and Andreas Anthony. Both speedy wingers, both really skilled wingers with the puck, and I feel like that could be a really good addition for their top 6 and their top 9.
Just depth.
I love Tyler Ennis
depth.
too.
I mean, Tyler Ennis as a depth forward. He's and he's not big, which is fine. He can't do anything about that, but he plays like gritty and he works hard and he wins battles and stuff. So I'm a huge fan of Tyler Ennis, and he also would really, really help in the playoffs.
Yeah, he's their 3rd line left winger currently.
Yeah, there you go. I mean,
and Andreas Anthony is their 2nd line right winger, and he is a really fast player, but not. Yeah.
There you go. I mean, 2 guys that are very good skaters in your Tyler Ennis. I mean, Tyler Ennis is a 3rd line left winger. I mean, he's got to be up there for one of the best additions at the deadline.
Yeah.
I mean, when he was on Toronto, he was pretty much everywhere. He played 1st line. He played 4th line. I think he played like wingers. I think he played center one game. Like,
for sure.
Like he's really shown that like no matter what team you put him on, he's gonna contribute, and he's gonna be one of those players that everybody sleeps on, but he still got it.
Yeah, he went to Toronto for the medical help. He got his medical help, and he's revived his career now. Guy's thriving.
Yeah, I mean, this guy, 14-15, he put up 46 points. I mean, obviously he's not going to be a top point getter, but for a 3rd line winger, that's definitely enough production. And this year he's put up 37 points. So definitely a lot of production for a guy that's going to be a 3rd line winger.
So for the Oilers, Draisaitl put up 110 points in 71 games.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. That is ridiculous.
And then McDavid followed with 97 and 64, which is more insane.
Yeah.
And then Nugent-Hopkins actually put up 61 and 65. So right now, like, it's a fall off, but that's because like one of the two best players in the league.
Exactly.
And you don't expect them to all follow suit. But also, Anthony and Ennis didn't have a fair shake in Edmonton to put up production. So if you want to judge the team's depth, you really got to look at this playoffs and next season.
Yeah, so talking about the playoffs, who will they play in their...
Chicago.
They play Chicago. That'll be an
very mirrored images.
That'll be a very, very interesting... You're right, Luca, that is. That's crazy.
When you really sit and think about it, you had Taves and Kane 5-6 years ago dominating the league. Now you have the exact opposite. They're kind of scraping their way out of the basement, and you have McDavid and Draisaitl just living it up on top.
Yeah,
that's right. Like yeah, that's really true. I've never thought of it like that. Where Chicago was great for a long time, and they're kind of on their way down, and Edmonton was basement dwellers for a long time, and they're on their way up, and they're kind of like meeting in the middle. And that's an interesting matchup.
Yeah,
that'll be a good one to watch.
We'll definitely touch on that for our future in this episode.
And we'll I
want to pick your brains on something though. There's tons of really good duos in the NHL, really good 1-2 punches. I believe Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl are the best duo in the league right now.
Probably, but I would say McKinnon and Rantanen are very close.
Pasternak, Marchand, Stamkos.
Good one too.
Yeah, there's tons of duos.
God, that is so... this season, I think they were the best duo. I don't think overall they're the best.
I think Draisaitl proved himself to me that he's much more than just a top 6 or elite player.
Oh, he proved that to me last year.
Yeah.
He was amazing last year.
Go for it, Brendan.
No, I think, like Luca was saying, those 4 are, I do think Draisaitl and McDavid are probably the best duo this season, and I don't envision it. I don't envision them being less than the best duo in the future, just from, like you said, that point production from Draisaitl and McDavid and the amount of games they played is just absurd.
Yep.
Well, it's $176 million between two men. You better be one of the best duos in the league.
And they're living up to their price tag. So.
What's Draisaitl's contract, actually? I don't know this.
It's 8 years, $68 million, I think.
Oh, that's a steal.
Yeah.
They locked him up to 8 years. What's the AAV of that, the annual average?
8.5.
Oh my God.
Connor's 112.5.
8 years for 8 point. That's going to be one of the best contracts.
Yeah, that is a good one. Wow.
That's a steal.
Like you pay him 10 for 5 years. Usually.
Well, another thing that I want to touch on is I feel like with that contract, Draisaitl might have wanted to make sure they signed Connor McDavid, and he's like, okay, I want to play on the team and win, rather than get paid the most amount of money. Because if he wanted money, probably could have gone to another team and gotten
100%.
more than this.
And
I feel like he kind of took a page out of Nathan McKinnon's book, which is I want to win. So
I want good teammates, please.
I'll take a little pay cut. Oh no, I'm getting $68 million.
Yeah.
Not even just a pay cut, but a lot of guys want to be the face of a franchise.
Mm-hmm.
And on I could even say half the NHL, Leon Draisaitl would be the face of your franchise.
Absolutely.
Oh, for sure.
It just, but he
just so happens he's playing with the best player in the world.
Exactly.
Well, one of
the best players. Yeah, no, one of the best players for sure.
Yeah.
So obviously the money and that sort of fame part isn't as important to him as winning, and it's good to see.
Question for both of you, just because we brought up face of the franchise now. If Draisaitl were to come to Toronto, is he the face of the franchise?
No.
Is he the best player on the team?
Is he the best player? Probably.
Is he the best player? Yes, probably.
But he's not the face of the franchise because he's not grown in Toronto.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I think the face of the franchise will still be Matthews.
I would agree.
Yeah.
Okay. I think it's a good time maybe to hop into trivia, and then we'll talk more about the future of the Oilers and some predictions for what's going to happen in the playoffs. So, Massimo's got trivia coming up.
So, you know what's coming. Pacific franchise point leaders.
Pacific franchise point.
Alrighty.
And I got
Luka
2
is
bonus
on
questions.
the way. Luka's on the come up.
I'm up.
Yeah.
Guys,
Luka has been killing
right now.
He's been on the come up, man. Like you guys, you've been here since day one. You've been following him, and he's making a push now.
All right. Lucky for you boys, I believe you know every single name on this list, so I'm not going to take it easy on you.
Doesn't mean we're gonna get it, but
all right, you ready?
yes.
Anaheim Ducks.
Ryan Getzlaf.
Ryan Getzlaf.
No.
Curry
Solani.
Perry. Ooh, nice one.
Okay, Luka said what?
Teemu Solani.
Teemu Solani at 988.
Nice.
I'm surprised you both said Getzlaf first. Okay. Arizona Coyotes. That's the appropriate response.
Arizona Coyotes.
Definitely know them.
No, I definitely do. I'm trying to think. I'm thinking of those jerseys. Weren't they like green or something?
Ew.
They had like 2 coyotes on the front.
Arizona Coyotes.
Okay.
Just waiting
Shane
for
Doan.
Yeah, Shane Doan.
Yeah.
It's Shane Doan, yeah.
That's good, man.
It wouldn't be anyone else. I think his closest competitor is like Jeremy Roenick or something.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
Shane Doan had?
He failed the thrill.
Shane Doan had 955.
Okay.
Okay. Calgary Flames.
Jerome McGinley.
There you go.
Nice.
Edmonton Oilers.
Whoa. I want to know how many points McGinley had.
Luka. Okay, so
Hey,
1095.
Oilers, that's fine.
1095. Again, I had 1095.
Okay.
So I guess we can go for points for Oilers.
Well, no, I think Brendan put in a guess.
Brendan, did you?
Yeah, I said Wayne Gretzky. But...
Oh, okay. We'll do that then.
Yeah, I assumed it was Gretzky. So
yeah.
All right. The LA Kings.
Anze Kopitar?
Good guess. Jeff Carter?
Nope.
Wayne Gretzky?
Ooh. Okay.
It's not.
That's a good guess though. I guess he probably didn't play there long enough.
Yeah.
LA.
It's a bit of an older guy.
Yeah, no, I was thinking
God.
that it wouldn't be. LA Kings. I can't even think of people who played on LA.
Well,
You
it's
thought
'cause
of
LA 's
Shane
not-
Doan.
What was that, Luca?
You thought of Shane Doan, so you should be able to come up with something for LA.
I can definitely give you guys a hint. I'm just waiting for Brendan's guess. Quick.
I mean, yeah, it's an older guy, so it's not going to be right, but Dustin Brown.
No. All right. So he played from 1971 to 1989, and his last name is a first name of a former Leaf player.
What the hell, man? That's a terrible hint.
I do think I know who you're talking about. His last name is the first name of a former.
If you can give me his last name, I'll give you it.
And you're sure we know this guy?
Might be a reach.
This is tough. I don't know why.
This former Leafs player we used to make fun of a lot.
Okay. So, wait. Okay, sorry. Say your hint again. His last name is the first name.
Yeah. So this guy's last name is the first name of a Leaf player we made fun of a lot.
Made fun of a lot. Okay, so his first name's definitely not Gardner. His first name's definitely not Fabio. His first name's definitely not.
So this guy's last name, right,
Yeah.
is another guy's first name.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
We can go to points if you want.
It's probably the best thing I can.
All right, so Langer, you said FNUF. Yeah, it was Marcel Dion.
Oh, okay. I do know.
Okay.
I do know that player, but I wouldn't have guessed.
Yeah.
I
So
didn't even
how
know
many
he played
points?
on LA.
It's not
Didn't even
spelled
know
the
he
same.
played on
Oh, I dropped cards. Gosh darn it. Okay, continue.
How many points did Marcel Dion put up? With the LA?
863.
What did you say? 163.
860.
863. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna say 948.
He put up 1307. So Brendan gets it.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, he was really good. All right, so that's the LA Kings. We're gonna jump into the San Jose Sharks.
Joe Pavelski.
Patrick Marleau.
Yeah, Luca.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
1102.
My inner Josiah Damien for that one.
Yeah, that's right.
Patrick, NHL player he knows.
Patrick Marleau, his favorite player.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why did he like San Jose?
He didn't. He liked Patrick Marleau.
Marleau.
What's the score?
3-3.
3-3. Okay.
Vancouver Canucks.
Pavel Bure.
Henrik Sedin.
Yes, Luca. Henrik Sedin is the right answer. Brendan needs us to tie it up. Luca is winning 4-3.
Okay.
The Vegas Golden Knights.
Jonathan Marchessault?
Yeah. Jonathan Marchessault.
Really?
Yeah, lucky for you boys. I came prepared. Okay, you ready? You ready?
Marchessault? Okay. Wait, sorry. What's the bonus question?
I'm going to tell you.
Oh.
So since it's Oilers theme today,
okay.
Where does Connor McDavid rank on the Oilers' all-time point leaders list after just 351 games with the team?
I'm going to say
8th.
Would you say, Brendan?
4th.
8th.
Luca wins. He ranks 9th.
Ooh.
Comeback season!
Oh, my. That means it is 6-5. Another question. It's not for trivia. I just want to know if you boys know this. Who was the captain before Connor McDavid?
Nobody.
No, it was somebody.
Was it Nugent Hopkins?
It was not Nugent Hopkins. He does not play for the Edmonton Oilers currently.
Oh.
Jordan Everly?
Andrew Ference. Or Andrew Ference.
Andrew Ference, yeah. Andrew Ference, yeah. He's a defenseman.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was the captain, but
yeah, I didn't either.
Luca, this is gonna be like our bringing Josiah back. Josiah's one of our friends. I don't know if you guys will ever hear him on the podcast. He's not a huge hockey fan, but
we might have him in for like basketball trivia or something.
Yeah, if we ever do a basketball trivia, I'd like to have Josiah in here. Anyways,
he's quite an expert.
Yeah, and he's very funny. You guys would laugh with him. You know what he used to say when we'd play ping pong?
I know exactly what you're
gonna say. I am choking like Curry in the finals, and you are gonna make a comeback like LeBron. So, Luca's LeBron. I'm Curry. Let's.
I like my chances now that you called me LeBron.
Oh, we're not talking about basketball skill for either of us, but.
Oh yeah. I'm like LeBron. I don't know.
Well, there's a bunch of historical hockey jokes.
Okay.
None of them come to mind, actually. Okay.
Let's jump back into Edmonton here.
Tell me their future.
Quick review of their future. Let's see it.
All right, so their future of the team is Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl, Nugent Hopkins, all their kind of stars right now. But we want to jump kind of more into the prospects area.
Well, that's interesting that you say that, and I like that you brought that up because with the first two episodes that we did with Buffalo and Philadelphia, we talked maybe not so much Philadelphia because we did talk a lot about how their team's young. But with Edmonton especially, I don't think you're necessarily going to see a lot of top prospects because, like you already said, their future is already on the team.
Right.
I think it's like, I mean, there are some top prospects like Raphael Lavoie, who's probably going to be a solid NHLer.
Wait,
But
Edmonton drafted Lavoie?
I don't know if they drafted him, but he's their top prospect.
Really?
Put up 82 points in 55 games in the queue.
I thought their top. Well, they drafted Philip Broberg too. I actually didn't know they drafted.
Yeah, they also have Jesse Pujärvi. But yeah, so Magnus Pujärvi used to play in Edmonton as well. Yeah, I think when you think about the future of Edmonton, it lies with McDavid and it lies with Draisaitl.
Wow, I completely missed Lavoie.
Come on, Massimo. This is like your area of expertise.
It is. Like I've been watching the Oilers because like when you get a chance to watch McDavid and Draisaitl, you don't say no.
They did draft Raphael Lavoie. They did draft Raphael Lavoie, second round, 38th overall.
They drafted Lavoie and they drafted Broberg.
That's right.
So yeah, right now like they have guys like Evan Bouchard who put up 36 points in 54 games at the AHL level as a defenseman.
Yep.
Kyler Yamamoto, who is a late bloomer, but he's developed into a top 6 forward on the Oilers right now at 21 years old, putting up 26 points in 27 games at the NHL level. Mm-hmm. I think he could be a top 6 forward staple for the Oilers.
Out of all these prospects, the one that interests me the most is Jesse Pujärvi.
Yes, for sure. I was going to get into him.
Because Pujärvi, how old is he now?
I want to say 26.
No, there's no way he's that old.
That's just off the top of my head. 26 or 23.
22.
22. Okay, my bad.
So I remember when he was in the World Juniors, that was the year that Finland won the championship with Kasperi Kapanen, scored the winning goal.
Yes.
That when he was in the juniors that year, there was so much hype around Pujärvi. And with him, I feel like he's kind of like slowed down in his prospect status because he was like a top guy going into the draft that year. I don't know where they drafted him, but it was pretty high, and now he's kind of leveled off. He's still playing in Finland. He hasn't even come over to North America to play professionally. Put up 53 points in 56 games in Finland this year, so he's kind of slowed down. Not saying that he's going to be a bust or anything, but he's kind of slowed down as a prospect.
Yeah, well, the story with Pujärvi is Edmonton essentially ruined him. They didn't develop him well, and I'm pretty sure it didn't go just one way. I'm pretty sure Pujärvi's work ethic was a problem as well. And I think Pete Chiarelli did something, but like I don't know what it was or what happened, but yes, Pujärvi said he never wants to play for the Oilers ever again. So he either stays in the league he's in right now, or the Oilers have to trade him. And I'm pretty sure that's not the Oilers' top priority right now.
Okay, definitely buddy, don't play with Connor McDavid. See how that works out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's an interesting one because you know that he has the potential in him to be a good NHL player. It's just interesting that I didn't know that story actually, and that he's still playing in Finland. That's kind of intrigued me.
Yeah, he's definitely a top prospect, but he can't be considered a top prospect if he doesn't play games in the NHL coming up soon.
For sure. Yeah, well, at 22, I mean, he's got to start.
Yeah.
Got to start going soon.
I would love to see him on a new team, fresh start, maybe Detroit. I don't know, but I'd love to see him on a new team.
Yeah,
I just want to get in the NHL because he's got some talent.
For sure, he does.
Yeah. So there's Pujärvi. There's more guys like Ryan McLeod.
Yeah, I was looking at him too.
He hasn't got his chance at the NHL level, but he's put up 23 points in 56 games for the Bakersfield Condors. Mm-hmm. And he has a really strong skating ability and has a great chance to push for the Oilers.
Yeah. I think a lot of – we already touched on that. It's not as much about the prospect future. It's about what's already on the team. That's going to be the biggest impact on their future. I'm just looking here. their 23rd prospect is Skylar Brendamore. Is he related to Rob?
Probably. I don't know if there's a lot of Brendamores in the world.
Look in the hockey world. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's American.
I believe Rod is too.
No, I don't think he is. But he probably played on an American team, so that would make sense.
Oh, yeah. So basically, the thing with Edmonton is their forward prospects are not like world breakers like Ed McDavid and Draisaitl. They're not like really good staple top 6 players like Nuge and Yamamoto, but they're like they're top 9 players, and that's literally all you need. You don't need good forward prospects for them right now. Their best prospects are defensemen. That's Caleb Jones, Ethan Bear.
Ethan Bear, that's right. I forgot about Ethan Bear.
Philip Broberg, more guys coming.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well,
All right, get into expectations.
Yeah, I think we've kind of talked about the prospects here. So first, we'll get into the playoff.
Yes,
and then we'll talk about their 5-year window.
Who would like to go first?
Massimo, let's hear your.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like you always say that, so you don't have to go first.
Oh no, they're on to me. All right. So for the playoffs, Chicago's a really tough matchup, especially because it's a best of 5 series, and Chicago's like a staple playoff team. However, I think Edmonton is the better team this season, and I think they should be able to take down Chicago. But it could be close. Only way it's not close is if McDavid and Draisaitl just destroy it. Chicago just dismantle them.
Very, yeah, for sure.
Especially with both of them healthy now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Once they get past Chicago, however, I do not believe that like they can continue, because I see it as the end of the road. Because for me, I would take any of those 4 teams over the Oilers, and those 4 teams are St. Louis, Colorado, Vegas, and Dallas.
You take Dallas over Edmonton?
Dallas is a sleeper team. I'd really take Dallas over Edmonton, yes.
I absolutely would not.
It'd be close, but I would take Dallas.
Yeah, I think I'm with you on that. I do think that they will get past Chicago. I don't think it's going to be an easy series, though. Chicago has experience, but I do think Edmonton has just a little more star power and depth to get past Chicago in the first round, and I wouldn't expect them to get much farther than, I guess you'd call it the second round. I don't know if the plans are
technically it's the first round.
Yeah,
this is the qualifiers.
Yeah, so I don't see them getting past the first round either.
Yeah, same.
I'm gonna make the bold prediction and say they're gonna be in the second round. Like for me, because I'm looking at the top 3 teams in the West and how the round robin is gonna go. So I'm just gonna say Dallas ends up being seed number 4.
Okay.
Like I think Edmonton beats them.
Very likely, yeah.
Because especially if you're coming off of playing a playoff season team like Chicago, and you were able to get past their experience, which I think we all kind of say that they do. I don't think Dallas definitely does not edge them out in skill. Maybe in depth. Honestly, I don't know that much about the Dallas Stars right now, but I don't see Dallas coming off of the Oilers beating Chicago. I don't see Dallas beating them. Now, if it's Colorado or St. Louis, I think it's a different story. Vegas is iffy for me, but I think they beat Dallas.
Yeah, see, for me, I have Dallas over Edmonton purely because Dallas is one of the best defensive teams in the league. They are not known for their offense. They can barely score. I think they needed Roope Hintz to carry them in scoring.
Roope Hintz, love that
guy. But yeah, they're really strong. Really strong defensively.
Yeah, for sure. The one thing I will say that definitely bodes well for Edmonton is with the young guys having this long layoff, I don't think it will affect them as much as a veteran roster would.
I agree.
So that definitely helps Edmonton also. I know they've been in the league for a little bit now, but Edmonton, all these games are going to be played without fans. So I do think, as much as fans don't actually have an impact on what happens in the game, they do help with energy swings and momentum, stuff like that. with young guys, they're almost like they're just want to be playing in the NHL. It's not like they're just happy to be there. They're going to play hard, whether there's fans in the stands or
Yeah,
not. It's different with older guys who have played for so long, and they kind of need that energy to get them going.
exactly. So I think I would much rather like I favor younger teams over older teams in this format, and I think for the Edmonton Oilers, it's a different situation because there's no travel involved. You're already there.
That's right.
Like, this is where you're playing. You don't have to travel to Toronto.
No travel. I didn't
That's
You don't have
think
to
about
travel
that.
to Toronto because the last rounds are in Edmonton anyway,
That's right.
right? So you're staying put.
That's a good point. Okay,
5 years.
let's quickly look at their 5-year window.
All right.
Okay. So for me, 5 years down the road, I see Edmonton being a top 3, maybe even top 2 team in their division because they don't have much competition, and their stars will only get better. Like McDavid and Draisaitl will continue to absolutely dominate the league, and I have some bold predictions that you boys probably won't like.
So save them.
So the first bold prediction is the Oilers obviously dominate their division for years to come, but they will not win a cup within
That's-
5 years.
5 years.
Okay.
But the bolder one, even bolder prediction,
Okay.
Connor McDavid will pass Gretzky's 1669 points, and Leon Draisaitl will pass Yari Curry's 1043 points, being the
And
top 2 point
Just
leaders.
being an Oiler,
Yeah, just being an Oiler.
that
That's a hot take. That's a hot take.
that is a
That's
very
called
hot-
even bolder.
I like it though.
All right, I'll take a stab at it.
Yeah.
For me, seeing how talented this team already is now, in 5 years, I'm gonna say they make Cup Finals at least once and they win the Cup once, because I think like as Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl play more and more in this league, they're just going to get that much better. And honestly, seeing what they already did this year, that is just absolutely terrifying to me as, one, a fan of any other team but the Oilers, and two, just, I don't know, a hockey fan like that. That's just crazy that they're already this good and there's still more to come from these two. So for me, I think they're going to get close in the next couple of years. They're not going to be able to pull it out, but that's going to give them that playoff experience that in the next couple of years, they're going to win a cup, at least one.
Yeah, I'm with Luca on this one. I think they win a cup within the next 3. And I don't think that this 5-year window is the 5 years is not their limited opportunity. After the 5 years, they're still going to be good. I still think they have a chance to win a cup past the 5 years. Yeah, so I'm with Luke on that one. I think in the next 5 years, Edmonton will have a cup.
Yeah, see, I say they don't win within 5 years because I don't think their blue line or goaltending is strong enough to take them there, but their forwards definitely are.
See, that's the thing, but they have a really strong foundation right now. So I think adding a big name goalie, I mean, they don't have a lot of money to spend.
You don't even need a lot though. You just need a decent goalie and a decent defenseman.
It's that, but it's also when you're on a team this good, any free agents that are going to be coming in the next couple of years are going to go, man, I want to friggin' play on Edmonton. I want to play on a team that's going to be good for a very long time.
Yeah. Hey, free agent, would you like to play on the team with one of the 2 best players on the planet right now? Yeah, sign me up.
Yeah, now. So I think they're gonna have one of the highest appeals to get the biggest free agents on the market.
Yeah, it won't be hard to sign in Edmonton for sure.
For sure. Now, before we sign off, I have one question for you guys. Do the Edmonton Oilers or the Leafs win a cup first?
I gotta go with the Leafs.
Oh, I hate you for this question.
I gotta go with the Leafs.
In terms of depth currently, right? Like, okay, if we're looking at... Okay, shut up, Luca. Toronto.
Yeah, they're the more depth team and they're the more complete team as of right now.
They don't have Connor McDavid. Like, it's...
You're going with Toronto, Luca?
Yeah, but it's so close.
They don't have Connor McDavid, they don't have Leon Draisaitl, but they have good guys, and Edmonton doesn't have Freddie Anderson.
Yeah. I'm gonna say Edmonton. and I don't think it's going to be even close. I don't think Toronto wins a cup in the Austin Matthews era.
Oh, don't do that to me. Oh my, no, that hurts. That hurts. Oh my god.
That's just what I think, but who knows? We'll have to wait and see.
Damn you for that question, man. That was a good ass question. It's tight, but yeah, like the depth is what does it for me.
It is. It's close, kind of. I don't know if it's that close to me, but
I was thinking of like saying this earlier, but I hope that in this time of the teams, like of the rosters that these two teams have now, I hope that the current Edmonton Oilers, or at least most of them, play the current Toronto Maple Leafs in the Stanley Cup final.
Yes,
that would
yes.
be so awesome. That would be amazing.
I could die happy if that happened.
I want to see that as a final win.
That would be a dream come true for sure.
And then Connor McDavid comes to Toronto and they win 5 more. And then,
yeah. It's like, yeah, for why I say the depth for me is just because I believe that the Leafs have like 5 to 6 NHL lines of forwards.
Also have a crap ton of buy.
So, I'm not saying I disagree with you, Massimo, but just if they have, you said 5 to 6 lines of NHL forwards.
Yeah.
Why is Frederick Gauthier in the NHL?
Because they believe he can provide something. I don't know.
He's about a 9th line forward.
He is a big teddy bear, man.
All right, we'll save this for the Leafs one.
Yes. Okay. We will. Okay. Thank you, everyone, for listening today, and have a good night.
See you guys later.